So, Colin, Ian, thanks for joining us. You guys were
good to be back.
We're the main TWIPYs team apart from Mark Silk, I guess, but it didn't. He can only do recordings in the morning because he's in the UK, so I didn't invite him to this. But
sorry, Mark.
I think he's got enough stuff to do anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure he got enough of us for sure.
Also, if he was on this, we would just be doing bits the entire time, so it probably wouldn't actually get anything done.
My kind of guy, for sure.
But yeah. So let's talk about the TWIPYs and like how it went. What happened?
Can I just say that you guys absolutely killed it as the creative team, like all three of you.
Thank you.
It was just awesome. It was beyond my wildest dreams, I think.
Awesome, thank you.
And I thought you guys did pretty good.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks.
Always room for improvement. Yeah.
No, it was really fun. I thought it was super fun, and I think it took some chances in a way that like the TWIPYs kind of had to, because to be honest, like it's kind of stale. It was funny. Colin, I told you like I'm the only really holdover, I guess, besides you, of like people who did stuff last year to this year.
Yep.
And so it was funny to see how different production really was. And I think it was really cool. I mean, maybe we can talk about like kind of reception and even like wanting even more people to see it than saw it, but also like I think this is one of those ones where people can kind of come to it later, and there's so many funny like moments, and it just it didn't feel okay. One of my favorite things, something that sticks out from my childhood or like early teens, is when Conan O'Brien did the 5-year special, and it was like a crazy mix of like real stuff and clips, and then also like, you know, a bunch of fake stuff, and this was like in that vein, and so I love that part of it. So that's a long-winded actual answer, but also pretty good. It was pretty good, guys.
Pretty good. I know. Thanks. Pretty good. It was pretty good, man. Thanks, Ian.
Yeah, of course.
It almost killed me, dude. I got sick twice. If you can imagine, in 1 month, if you can imagine that, that's crazy.
Was it stressful for you too?
Well, yeah. So
I mean, it because we, you know, kind of were ambitious, and then, you know, didn't actually know we were doing things. We're like, yeah, we can do that, but things we had never actually done before. And some of the video stuff, green screen stuff, it was kind of like, yeah, we can do that in theory, but we didn't really. I don't know. Having not done it before, it just took longer than expected. And then we had 2 back-to-back snowstorms, 2 weekends in a row, leading up to the TWIPYs, and then, you know, Don, I couldn't even get out of my driveway, so Don couldn't get over here.
I couldn't get in the driveway. I had to park like next door and walk like through the snow. It was crazy for like the last one of the last interviews on like one of the last few days or something of that week, which was, you know, we did the last interview like a day before or something.
We did it. Well, I think Thursday.
It was tight.
Thursday.
The Thursday before. Yeah. So it was a lot. It was just a lot of editing and a lot of like, you know, challenging things for people who aren't exactly, you know, video experts.
Guys.
Like we both have dabbled in that stuff, and we knew we could do it, but it was just like there were some challenges and, you know, tricky stuff.
Honestly though, you know, I think that this kind of like was, for me personally, kind of a proof of concept. We came up with a concept, you know, collectively, and like, can we do this? Let's try. You know, and we pretty much did, you know, minus like a few little things here and there. Like the last thing for me was, you know, I guess next time, I didn't realize we would need an entire day to render
the video,
the whole set. Like I spent 12 hours. I got up at 7:30 like Saturday morning or something, and I literally was rendering like editing and rendering all day, dude. It was crazy. You know? Timing
of that ended up being late on it, and which was unfortunate because we were like, we can be the first TWIPYs that doesn't have technical difficulties.
I know.
It's a curse, right?
Yeah.
It's every time, no matter what you do. That's all right.
But I feel we'll be in better shape if we do it again, and you know, we'll kind of know it'll go a lot smoother, and I think we'll be able to kind of give ourselves a little more time.
Are you thinking about doing it again? Is that
dude? I think we should.
Well, I mean,
and honestly, if we had a little bit more time, we could collectively, conceptualize different moments and bits and parts and make it more of like a collaborative thing. I think for this, because we were limited on time, it was kind of streamlined with just us brainstorming and just like, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should, hey, Colin, what do you think about this one thing?
Yeah.
And just to keep it kind of expedited and fast. But I would have personally loved to like have multiple Zoom meetings, brainstorm ideas, come up with like bits and skits and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We did have a lot of ideas that involved other people too, and we would have liked to have brought more people into it, but it was just a matter of like, there's just no time to like try to schedule another person and then like do all that extra stuff. So, we did end up getting like Brad in there at the last minute. We got Mark in there, Mark Silk, and Brad Albright, the artist who's in the beginning of the video.
Yep.
But yeah, it would have been cool if we could have just expanded, to more.
Are you going to keep the lore going?
And stuff.
The lore you've created?
I think so. I would like to. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna get a Pentonium tat somewhere. maybe like right here, like right here.
Perfect.
Which, by the way, this beard, man, I think it was a side effect of the Pentonium. If you look. It's like unreal, dude. I don't even know how I got that long.
Shaggy.
The grays.
Yeah, the gray is in the shape of a perfect Gorgar face, which is crazy.
Yep.
that actually could have been what it was from, perhaps. I don't know.
So like can you guys walk us through your experience of the production? Like how did you come up with the concept? And what was it like actually doing the work of creating it?
Yeah, and like also who made it really funny?
Shobi.
Dude, honestly, like Matt and I have very different like strengths and senses of humor, so I think it was just like a collaborative. Like I sprinkled in the stuff that I thought was funny. And like Matt, in my opinion, is a great at like writing and kind of like just writing out the stuff that I think is funny, but making it more comprehensive or like easier to understand for someone that might not have like my Tim and Eric or kind of like a random, sense.
You're so random.
It's it's just like man, I don't know what it is, but weird sound effects and like squishy sounds and like weird awkward moments and stuff. I like that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we conceptualized just like right off the bat. I think it was like, let's do kind of Conan meets an award show. Obviously Conan is hosting the Oscars this year and last year, so it's like kind of an easy reference point. But really, my reference point is more like the 90s, like you were saying, Ian. The 90s show and just like silly, stupid stuff. And so, yeah, the idea was like, let's make it like more of a actual kind of normal award show, but then let's just make it kind of bonkers at the same time. And then like writing this stuff, largely like we did a lot of filming up front at all the different locations. So pretty much right off the bat, like day one, we worked on it basically January 1st, almost.
Yeah,
it was like a solid month straight.
Literally
working on it.
A month. Yeah, I think you told us like a little bit before that, and then with our scheduling, we could first start it, and I think we literally had like 4 weeks.
Yeah, and like right off the bat, we went to Charlotte and Greensboro and just went to the arcades and started filming a bunch of stuff
right away.
And right away, Don just had a ton of work to start editing all that stuff and the special effects and figuring all that stuff out. So I just got to writing all the.
Well, you're writing the script on the way,
right?
Like like we're literally driving,
like in the car.
Also, all the stuff there we were writing kind of on the way, and then
because we just didn't have time. Like if we could have sat down and like just kind of like rehearse it, like gone through the lines and stuff, but we were like, we're just winging this thing, man, because we have to shoot like this weekend.
The best thing that happened out of those was, in my opinion, was the man on the street interview stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what is a TWIPY?
The what's a TWIPY? You like that?
Yeah, that was really funny. And like
That's
having,
cool.
because it was like having pinball people, like they were obviously all I mean, there was a couple people who were maybe not as into pinball, but it was funny to hear even pinball people, like a couple people got it, a couple people didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and that was really, I think that like it's good to be able to. Like, it's a very rare commodity, especially in the pinball entertainment space, to sort of be self-aware and be able to, like, poke fun at yourself. And I think that's, like, a really fun way that, like, it both, like, then all those people knew what the TWIPYs were after that, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
And then also, though, it was, like, just, it was really, I thought that part was so funny. Like, and that was one that I didn't know. Like, you guys brought me in to write. That was what I was trying to ask with my question, Don, was like, how funny did I make you guys? But I was only yeah, I know, but I'm gonna make you talk about it, motherfuckers. You made me sit down and write some stuff, so but no, I mean that I didn't have anything to do with that part of the show, and that was like a real joy for me to like watch those little clips. Were really, really fun. So
but yes, after I had done like the first pass on the Conan bit and the like lore Pentonium stuff, then we brought Ian in and we did like a little Zoom session, little Zoom like punch up session.
Yeah, we did rewrites. It was fun. And you already had like the whole bones of everything there, but a lot of it was like getting. Well, first of all, I think we really wrote the Arnold stuff a lot during, and that was like because I play Arnold Schwarzenegger in that. So you were talking about you got sick twice. I think that actually cured my bronchitis doing that voice because I was like screaming and like it kind of like I felt something go loose like when we were recording it, and I was like, damn, I think I fucked something up, but then I think it cured me. So yeah, but you brought me in to kind of punch up some stuff, and it was really fun. It was fun knowing that Mark Silk was going to read our stuff. And so that was really cool to do, especially that part. I love, like, dude, I totally got like what you were going for in my mind was like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And that's my shit. I wasted so much. Like, dude, there are band camps that I went. It's so funny. Like, I was the nerd at band camp, but like, truly, like, I would be reading those books instead of like talking to fucking saxophone players, you know, or whatever. But like, so like, I was getting those references. I love writing that stuff, and I just could see Mark Silk like killing that vibe, which he did. So yeah, that was really, really fun.
Yeah, I've never been in any actual writer's room, so that was like the closest thing to it, and that was really fun.
Nice.
Just
That's
like
pretty much what it's like.
back and forth.
Yeah. No, it was really fun, and we would just kind of try to like. It sounds so dumb, and like this is what everyone says, but it's like you just try to make each other laugh, and. I think what was cool about it is then when we were, especially like for us three, when we were doing the Conan Clutch Cargo kind of bit. So for like, I'm assuming anyone who's listening to this has watched the TWIPYs, but if you haven't, there's sort of a moment where Christopher, I don't think we had this part like in my script.
No.
It was hilarious.
We figured that out.
I love this part so much.
We improv that last minute, yeah.
So it starts with Christopher Franchi, like, trashing Gorgar's art, and then Gorgar.
No, wait.
No. Gorgar himself.
We were.
Well, he's doing both, right? Isn't he? Kind of.
Yeah.
Or,
well, we actually
he's
talked
describing
to Chris about
the art,
specifically not making fun of the art, but making fun of Gorgar.
This is important. He was very adamant about not shitting on the artwork.
Oh my God. Okay, guys. Sure. Okay. Yes, you're talking about the imaginary person of Gorgar and not the real art. Okay. It's just that all the only fucking thing we know about this guy is from the artwork, nevertheless. But but okay, fine. When he's
continue.
When he's making fun of the fictional person of Gorgar, and then he gets And then Gorgar materializes in front of him, and then I think kills. Is Christopher Franchi dead?
We don't know.
In TWIPY lore, yeah, he like really gets it. And then it kind of starts a bit where, if any of you guys have seen like old Conan O'Brien bits, where it's like just a picture of the person, and then they like are like a mouth is moving, right? So we all got to do voices, right? So Matt, you were Gorgar, I was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Don, you were King Kong. And King Kong was my favorite. Like, King Kong was so
King Kong was hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. So, and basically we just like do a classic, like, you know, like Bash guys are trying to control the room and we're like all out of control. So, and for me, that was my favorite part of the TWIPYs. Obviously, I mean, I got to do the most in that one, but also I just thought
the first time I watched it, a cut of that, it made me laugh so freaking hard. Oh my god, nice. It was like, this is incredible. I love it. My god. I do like Ian, when at some point in Arnold you dipped into like an Australian accent.
Oh yeah, well it was tough.
That was hilarious.
There's like there's one or two line readings where I was like, I would probably do that again if I could, but also like, I mean, hats off to me. I feel like that's a pretty good screaming Arnold for like 90%.
I was gonna say the first line. I was like, "Oh my fucking god, this guy is like legitimately sending this shit right now." And I didn't think you could make it for the entire script, dude, and you did. I was like, "How?"
I mean,
how did you do that?
I used to be a singer and stuff, so you know, you just
channel that energy.
Yeah, you project. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a. You guys know I'm a big guy. I can suck in a lot of air. So.
Yeah, and initially I was gonna just do the Arnold voice myself, because I can kind of do like the Hans and Franz Arnold, but watching the original Conan stuff, it's the guy who does the Triumph the Insult comic.
Yeah, Robert Smigel, legend.
Robert Smigel.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's just yelling the entire time as Arnold, and like that's part of what makes it funny. And immediately I was just like, I bet Ian could do this.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have good German accents in general. Actually, like I can just do them because I lived next to two German kids for a while. But doing, you're right though. Like, well, I was watching those too, and Robert Smigel is like one of my fucking comedy idols for sure. He did Ambiguously Gay Duo. He did Coward. Right. He's like SNL legend. So like I wanted to do it the way he did it for sure. Which you're right. He's just screaming the whole time. Yeah. Like, and it's really funny to hear Arnold's from that era as opposed to like kind of now, because I feel like. He's not doing like an exact like the Arnold that everyone else does. He's kind of it's something else sort of. So definitely was just like trying to ape that as much as possible. You're right. There are a couple. I mean, it was funny to try to find like what was the George Gomez. Like that's how Gomez. Like it's like those are weird like syllables like to try to like put together, but
I remember some of those lines were also so long that like even as like a regular read, it was like hard. It would have been difficult to just say it like out loud as you're reading it, and you were just like delivering full send like this full freaking paragraph. Like, how the hell did you do that, man?
Well, I just always picture it's my ass on the line, you know, if it sucks. So it's like just fucking have no shame and get it out there, right?
Yeah,
nice.
The Arnold stuff, basically to write that initially, I just watched like every single Conan with Arnold like 5 times, and I was taking notes like, okay, no R's are ever pronounced.
Right.
Wow.
Constantly yell the entire time. And I had a list of like 20 different notes, because they'd have kind of recurring things, like Arnold was always making up some heroic story about himself. And so, you know, that led to the thing with Ian,
right?
With
79,
the 79 TWIPYs,
Cyborg, you know, whatever.
Cyborg,
that we based the movie Collateral Damage. That was one of my favorite lines that we came up with together. It was like about a firefighter who hates bombs.
That was one of my favorite lines too.
Yeah, the one that I wish I could do, that was totally yours, Matt, was that I kind of fucked up, and I wish I could do it again. Is when he said, "It's a holiday classic film, Chicken. You know, right? He like does it really fast. He's like Chicken. Like he like because that's how Smigel like he kills that.
Yeah,
though.
Chicken.
Yeah. So,
Every single one ever, they would always do the Jingle All the Way thing, even if it was like 10 years after the movie came out. It was always self-promoting. And then you came up with the idea of like it's the Williams. They should have made that into a Williams game.
yeah, exactly. And that was like we're both obviously fans of that. And then it was fun because from there it kind of set the tone and like. Dude, Don, you found that voice like that you were gonna do like while we were recording, for King Kong.
Well, do you remember your Arnold voice was like so like magnetic that I literally couldn't find like my own voice because I started sounding kind of like. Didn't I sound like Arnold or something? Like
I didn't.
I don't know.
I didn't get that. No.
He's talking about when we were recording.
Not in the not with what we recorded, but like I was trying to find this like Kong voice because I'm Hispanic and I was like, I can kind of talk like this a little bit, like a little bit of an accent or something.
Yeah. Truly, the only of us who should do that for sure.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. Like I could not because all I kept hearing was like Arnold.
Yeah, well, you got it. You got
eventually,
it.
Eventually.
Well, I honestly, I think you were almost being too precious with it because you had so many different versions of a Spanish accent. You were kind of like trying out some different, you had more. I had like one speed on my pitch, so I just pitched 100 miles an hour the whole time. You were trying to like kind of like vary it up. It's like, nah, bro, just like this is not about subtlety right now. You're playing like 100-foot monkey, So
that's pretty funny, man.
I was pretty happy with how that turned out. Yeah, I mean, Don like put it all together after we did all the sessions because on the real Conan thing, they're actually doing it live.
It's live.
They have like the guys in the back room, and Conan's just interacting with them in real time. But we actually had to.
Dude, Ian, listen, and this is like a note for anyone else that's listening that wants to do this kind of bit. Record like the head further away because like the closer you are, right, the more a minor movement will affect the actual. I literally had to go frame by frame and recenter you in Arnold every single frame for like the entire performance, Ian, because like it was just
yeah,
we tried, right? Remember, we tried to keep you centered, but it was like
well, even yours, yeah.
I mean, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, like
there's no way. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
That just also shows you like what a pro Robert Smigel was to just be able to do that live every time. And,
probably. Well, he was looking at himself doing it, so I mean, fuck off, bro. Yeah. I feel like I could do it, but
you did.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's wild. I can't believe you did that. Like that's dedication to the bit for sure. Yeah.
I had to, man. I mean, it worked. There's like a few moments that I think we decided collectively that it was worth the performance to just have a little bit of the mouth kind of move a little bit. Yeah. It was hilarious. It's hilarious.
It does that in Smigel's stuff too. Like
yeah. They played around with it some. Yeah.
But for anyone that wants to do this for future reference, do not get up close to the camera. Like get like a little bit further back and don't move at all.
Yeah, but we had to film ourselves separately reacting to everybody that even though we were also the voices of two of the characters.
Right.
So it create that whole aspect of it was like a lot of piecing stuff together and that took a lot longer I think than we were expecting.
It turned out so good though. And you said you're gonna bust out like some of these things into their own videos so people can kind of just like
that's something that actually I wanted to talk to you guys about. I mean, Matt and I haven't really like after the TWIPYs we haven't really like caught up or done anything like this together, so maybe we could all kind of talk about that and figure that out after the session or now or whatever. But I think that's a great idea.
I think we could like because there were aspects of it that we didn't get to do like a final layer of polish or just like the audio mix at the end like was kind of rushed, and so there's just a few things that we could actually kind of like fix I guess that wouldn't take much effort and then post like kind of a final version of everything.
I mean and potentially exactly in 4K because technically this was 1080 just because it just took so long to export all the stuff in 4K,
Yeah, well, it'll probably be the first director's cut that's shorter than the
original. But I don't know. We
got all those interview clips too, though, right?
That's true, and that's the other thing is like we're talking about maybe posting like getting all the rest of the interviews finished at the same time as, posting like the separate clips of the, Conan bit, the intro Pintonium bit could be separate little videos, and just kind of having that all ready. Having all that stuff kind of ready at the same time, and then there could be kind of another,
just a big
blast of sorts or whatever.
Are you thinking like YouTube or like social media stuff like Instagram
like YouTube, but well, definitely like that could also be broken up into like shorts and stuff,
right,
like sub segments of the Conan thing.
That's what I'm saying is like I love when I was literally just watching like Conan posted to Bill Hader, like Bill Hader was talking about this fart machine bit that they had on crazy on the movie Collateral Damage. He was like an assistant on that, but it's like a little 4-minute clip off their podcast, and but I didn't watch that, but now I'm going to go listen to the podcast because I watched that 4-minute clip, so I think that's like good.
Nice.
One thing I wanted to find out, because I don't really know much about this, but Colin, I was curious like how long it took for you to like write the like different category descriptors. And
we haven't talked about that. Colin wrote all of the game descriptions.
I moved. We didn't have too long to do that. Like, I think I had a few days or maybe a week.
Yeah, you turned it around pretty quick.
Pull that together. Yeah, but like, fortunately, I had some basic stuff I could pull from the prior year. Just like we had done this whole massive voting guide that covered all the categories and all the nominees. So I was able to pull from that and just sort of channel my like award show voice in my head and kind of churn it out pretty quick. I love, for most of my life, I've loved watching like the Oscars every year, so I had to sort of like play that a little bit.
Yeah, well, I thought they turned out great, and you kept them all like right around 20 seconds.
I would that like in hearing them done out, I think they could have been a little bit shorter. Like it dragged on like a little bit, but like it's fine. Live and learn.
Well, when I was reading through them, I was like, they're all about 20 seconds, and then Mark read them, and like the way Mark reads stuff, it kind of
it's like a little embellished. So I would take that back if I could, or at least do it.
But who cares? And also, like, isn't this by far like the shortest TWIPYs ever? Like, I feel like it was, right? Like.
Did Ian? I think we might have lost your mic or something.
Sorry, my bad.
Real cool.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the shortest,
and that's good. That's really good. I think like lean into that. Like I'm like a weird person to talk about award shows with because Colin, we've talked about this a lot. It's like I don't like awards for art. Like I just think that's kind of stupid to like do that.
Yeah.
I think it's good because it'll get eyes on things. Like if a movie gets an award and like a lot of people wouldn't have seen it, but it got this award, then that's good. But like other than that, I always think it just makes people crazy. Like Colin, I've gotten a little bit of it behind the scenes, but awards make people go crazy, whether they're nominated or not.
Oh my God.
Like it just,
you could do a whole podcast about that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like them. So this one doesn't do that. This one actually, what it does is it celebrates the winners. You really busted it down to like the categories that make sense, and actually make it a little bit more about art and design, like how it is now.
Yeah. Because I love those conversations.
Exactly, and then the interviews are awesome. And then if you can bust that out into longer stuff, that's actually helpful to pinball. That's actually things that a casual can watch that and learn something. So like,
I agree.
Is it just going to be a huge dick sucking contest of what like award shows usually are? Of like, oh my God, like who cares? We don't want, no one needs that. There's so much of that in the world. Like this is better. So anytime we're kind of talking about this and like being like, it's shorter, it's got skits, it's got actual interviews. Like those are things like to me, I'm like, yes, that's the award show I want to see,
Yeah, it's like the awards are sort of the like backbone and the structure that facilitates all the other creative stuff that you can do with it.
Cool,
for sure.
At least that's how I tend to think about it. I don't know.
Yeah, and we talked, Colin, we talked a little bit about kind of the structure that we came up with for this, sort of potentially being able to be reused, for future TWIPYs.
Well, I think it it is the format and the way they think about it moving forward. Absolutely. I think you can only go up from here with it once we refine it, have some more time to, like you said, have actual production meetings and brainstorms and really think it through. It only gets better, right?
Yeah, for sure. By the way, I don't know. I think we probably covered what we need to cover, but I just wanted to mention one thing that I remember that I talked to you, Ian, about was how we broke Mark Silk.
Mark Silk.
We did, yeah. Elpsorp's Yelpsorp or something, I think is what it was. I can't.
Zelpyorp. Zelpyorp.
Oh, the
fake
Zelpyorp.
Or the
no, it's a fake. It was a fake Yelp that I was like trying to make up, like because like a Hitchhiker's Guide thing or something. But like Matt had written something about there was like a fake Yelp, like an alien Yelp that they were like looking at, and so then I was like trying to come up with like a weird Yelp. So then I said, Elpsorp's Yelp, I think, and he there's this like 15. You guys can probably put it in, but there's like a clip of him like trying to say it. It's so funny.
I thought it was like an audio edit mistake the first time I heard it. It was like, what is this?
It ended up kind of getting messed up in the final version. Weirdly,
but what's funny is it was intended to be like sped up, like on purpose, as like almost like an alien language, you know, like that was like the way to say it in that language was Elpsorp's. You know what I'm saying?
But it was the thing that Mark had to read like 25 times.
But he actually did have to read it multiple times.
I feel good about that. Like I was like, damn, all right, here we go. It's kind of like I figured out the move to get through like the judo master. I was like, gotcha, buddy.
Yeah, it was funny. I thought he might break down.
Yeah, and so
no, but he was a total pro. Like it didn't faze him.
He was awesome, man. Sure. He was awesome. He was really awesome.
Yeah, it was working with Mark was pretty amazing.
It was it was the only reason it was hard was because he had too many good lines, and it was like, how do we even like pick? Because they're all different and awesome in their own way, and it's like if we would have just done one or two of each, it would have been great. But we had like 3 or 4. Yeah. And then like it was
and he was like adding stuff too and improving.
Really, really, really cool, man. Just kind of adding a bunch of cool little flair and like different deliveries and like little sidebar comments that really like enhanced some of that script.
Yeah, some of that stuff made it in. But yeah, I would love to be able to like put out some bloopers or something, both from like the session with Ian.
Oh yeah,
Arnold,
we had some
like,
crazy.
There's some.
We're gonna
some
have
wild
to.
stuff.
We're gonna have to spend some time and go through and grab some of the best stuff from there because there's definitely some really good bloopers all around, dude.
Even have it be like blooper reel, at least like to get ready for the next one. You know what I mean? If you have an edit of the bloopers like that gets out right before the next TWIPYs, be like, yo, we're fixing stuff.
This year, that's a good idea, man.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I literally only have good ideas, guys.
Oh,
if you call that out every time, we're gonna be here all day. So,
dude, I can't with you, man.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about with the TWIPYs?
Well, I was gonna say, Colin, you know, like thanks for offering us the opportunity and just like working with us to try to make something happen. I think we did, and we think we did something pretty awesome and fun. And there's like a couple of little things that I think if we had a little bit more time could have been better. Which I think if we end up releasing like the 4K version, I think we probably will have some of those edits in there. I think it will be a little bit more like polished, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I guess if you haven't seen it yet, you could wait for that one or not.
It's
subtle.
Do not. Go watch it.
Go watch it. Yeah.
Just go watch it.
Good. It's good, guys.
Watch both. Watch both.
It's fucking hilarious.
But I want to take away from that too is like, dude, this was like such a fun, like it was fun to make it. It was really fun to watch it, and I think like people, like I said, if you come to it now, you're gonna have fun watching it just as much as you would have like if you watched it on Valentine's Day instead of hanging out with your girlfriend. So watch it. Like find it.
So Thanks, Colin. And, you know, honestly, dude,
thank you.
Working with you was a dream because you were just so cool, so chill, like open to collaborating. Like you weren't hounding us about like a schedule. I mean, it was just like, heck yeah, like this guy gets it. Like
just make cool art. That's it.
Let's just have fun, man. And honestly, like I think if we end up doing it again, I think it's gonna be like even better. So thanks, Colin. Thanks, Colin.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, cool. It was sick.
Nice. Well, let's talk about a little known franchise called what is it? Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Don't ask
Pokemon.
I was gonna say, don't ask Jack Danger what it's called because he can't tell you, obviously.
So
my best friend.
So I haven't. Are any of us actual Pokemon fans? Like,
so
legitimately?
I used to
No.
be in third grade. I think third grade. I got like Pokemon Red,
Okay.
and my buddy, who's my best friend,
On
Josh,
Game Boy.
Game Boy. And we just duked it out, man. That became my thing. And I had just moved to the U.S. I was living on military housing, and we used to ride our bikes to school together and play Pokemon.
So did you also like watch the anime? Because that was probably out around then.
I watched the show. I played the trading card game. I bought Pokemon, the trading card game for Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hard.
it was my jam when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was already like 16 or something when Pokemon came out, but I was a gamer and it was like huge. So I think I did play through like the first one or one of them
I'm
like
on
yellow.
Game Boy, and I was like, that's cool, but like I'm not.
I'm a little younger, so I
Yeah.
think that's why it got me. It like hooked me right in.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I played through the whole game. I just was like kind of like, all right, that's good. I'm good on Pokemon forever now.
Yeah,
I
I played
think-
it quite a bit, man.
I remember it coming out. I was like in 5th or 6th grade, and like it was a really weird time because you're like, I actually told this to the Stern people, but I was like, you're kind of in between adulthood and childhood. So it's like I had a bunch of X-Files episodes taped, and in the mornings, like, dude, I was such a little freak. Like I was like totally alone in the morning and stuff, so I would just like watch an X-Files episode waiting for Pokemon to come on, and then I'd watch like every episode of Pokemon. So I like that, especially those first season, especially. I saw like every single one and definitely played Yellow. So that was like a very big part of my life. Just like if you can see the like the seed for the stoner I would become by it's like X-Files and Pokemon with like a giant bowl of cereal. It's like that's like the seed. That was like just get back to that moment. So
Oh man. What about you, Colin?
Yeah, I was like 10 when it came out, so all my friends were into it. I probably played it a couple times on Game Boy, but I never really like got into the series that much. It was not a big cultural touch point for me, other than sort of realizing that it was pretty big at the time when I was a kid, and obviously it's been big since then. So it's just interesting seeing Stern sort of move in that kind of younger, almost youthful direction with the IP. That's what's interesting to me, I think.
Yeah, I'm a like big Nintendo guy forever. Like I had the NES in like 1985, and I even had like a Japanese Famicom somehow
Nice.
for some reason.
oh wow.
Nice.
And like every Nintendo system.
What is that? Yeah, I was gonna say.
check this
I was gonna
out.
say.
Oh, Virtual Boy, nice.
Oh, hell yeah! All right.
Okay.
This is not a real Virtual Boy. It's like they just came out with this. You put a Switch into it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it,
Oh, wow.
like
okay.
perfectly emulates a Virtual Boy.
That's cool.
But
that is
yeah,
cool.
I spent $100 on that thing, so that's how big of a Nintendo fan I am. Like I never owned one of those things, but I rented one multiple times when in like
From
1995.
Blockbuster, I did that as well. Yeah, I remember that playing
Wow.
Wario Tennis or Mario Tennis. It was
Mario
I-
Tennis is on
yeah,
there, and
I
then
have
there's
very,
and then they had
very vivid
Wario.
memories of like
for
going
sure
to, like,
getting
there was
friend's
a-
headaches.
house to play it.
yeah, and it's just red because back in 1995 it was an LED display to be able to fit in that thing, but only red and green LEDs were really a thing at the time.
Right.
There were no blue or white LEDs, so it's just red. Everybody was like, "Why isn't it just color?" It's like literally you couldn't make blue back then.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the reason that I wear glasses now. I used to have 20/20 vision before I rented Virtual Boy.
Yeah, dude, you get if you play it more than like 20 minutes, you're gonna get a headache and like a
Oh,
backache.
yeah.
But
It's like the first migraines I ever had was just that thing like roasting my retina.
Your retinas, yeah.
yeah, you have to like adjust the pupil distance, and like no matter where you put it, it's just that doesn't feel right at all.
No human has eyes like this.
Yeah. But anyway, point being, like I'm most for as far as like Pokemon coming out as a Stern pinball game. the thing that excites me the most is really like what other Nintendo franchises or might.
Yeah, like
know,
doesn't
obviously
open the door.
Pokemon's like the biggest, and technically Pokemon is like is kind of half Nintendo,
right,
half Game Freak, but Nintendo was definitely involved in this pinball machine.
Right.
Like they have their hands in every Pokemon thing. So just like that door opening up, that's exciting to me. Like Zelda, Metroid, Mario, Donkey Kong, like all those things. They're all huge media properties, like as big as just about any other.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of crossover with those particular IPs and pinball buyers as well.
Totally.
So
it's like they're
massive for
gamers.
pinball. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and there hasn't been really. I mean, there's a Zelda homebrew. There was a terrible Mario game that was it Gottlieb.
The Gottlieb.
Yeah.
Boy, it's so brutal.
Pretty bad.
Like, and you'll still see it. You'll still see it pretty often. Just I literally think because of the theme. Like if that was some random
100%.
whatever.
Yeah, no, it still does well on location in certain
right
arcades.
It's
Mario.
Can't,
We've been Mario
and
in there.
I can't emphasize enough how terrible that game is. Probably all the hate I have for Bone Busters I should really have for Mario. But exactly, like we need another Mario for sure. Like that's the one to me that really, like when you talk
100%.
about it, like I would love Zelda personally as like a theme, but man, like a Mario game would do gangbusters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I you know what's funny? Ian? I had this so for our dream theme segment, I had this like original concept called Master Plumber. With like Harry Potter staircase style, like swinging tubes that you could like reroute balls. That's what we should do for Mario, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. There you go.
I'll give it away to whoever wants to make Mario. Just take the idea.
You're so generous.
Just, rerouting tubes that you can send the balls in different places.
It's kind of
it's easy.
Winchester has a mech like that kind of. It has that rotating like circle that changes ball paths. So or like the
just.
Yeah,
the staircase and
just put like 4 of them in there. Just have different combinations and.
We've gone far astray from Pokemon, but I do think there probably are some diverters in Pokemon. I'm trying to think about. I mean, there are because balls will do different things depending, like when you shoot it at stuff. But do you want to talk layout or anything like that? I think am I the only one?
You're the one who's played it. Yeah,
I'm the only one who's played it. Nice.
Yeah.
I played it.
Yeah, so tell us about playing it in the Stern event and just how that went down. Since we were all wanted to go, but we were all doing like TWIPY stuff, so we couldn't make it.
Yeah, you guys were all busy. I'm the only one who's like super duper unemployed, so I had no problem making it down there.
And you're like 4-hour drive away.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour drive for sure. Yeah, well, first of all, let me just say, I think there's like one prevailing school of thought that has come out that is like, oh, this is some like easy shooter. I think it is it's a fan layout, but also I think it's doing a lot, and it's kind of, there's a thing that Stern has been doing with their layouts now that I really, really like, where it's, if you're shooting it well, it's a fast flower, the ball's always going, you kind of get in rhythm. When you have problems, you really got to like get it under control, and it can be dangerous. And I'll say this, for like all the like whatever, I'm a fairly good player, I think. For all the crap that Pokemon got, I'll say there's some really interesting stuff happening up there with like the upper, like basically where the stand-ups are and where the Meowth comes down. I had what was essentially a power drain down the middle by it, like hit one bank, hit the other bank, and then like came back down. I'm like, that's really interesting. Like those are, it has some surprising, moments to it while you're playing it. But it is like an easier layout. Like, and I think that's a good thing for, obviously we talked about how big the IP is, like all that stuff. Yep. But, and the rule set so far, the hard part about this is always talking about is like, I think it shoots great. I love it. I talked about this in our article. My favorite shot was up the middle, and it will actually return as like an orbit to the right flipper. Like the Meowth kind of area like opens up, and it takes that kind of, and then there's that other shot that feels like it should be an orbit that is like one of those like vintage like George Gomez ramps. And I just think like having those unexpected returns and kind of having like those are always like interesting to me when I'm playing it. The thing that they talk about that I would love to see more of is like, you always kind of at these Stern events, you always hear about the code that's going to come, but you don't And I understand it. Like, I love all those guys. We're gonna do an interview with like the 3 guys coding Pokemon, just because I find that to be so interesting. But it's just like there's the game that they talk about, and there's the game that is there. The game that's there is fun right now, but it is not representative of, I think, what's going to be in there, even maybe at like when there's like kind of like launch, like actual official launch. So, yeah, that's kind of my impression.
Yeah. It'll be even better, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It'll be better, and that's what I mean is like there were kind of like they told us we could go to different like zones, and I know they have like different maps and stuff like that. That wasn't coded into the game when I was there. It felt like maybe so that at least I never was able to do it. I never saw anyone else do it. I watched Steve Bowden play one ball for 20 minutes as I was playing with him. I was like, this is the dumbest person to play with. Why did I pick Steve Bowden to play with? Like just gleeful. And he's like in his own little world, just like having a ball, you know what I mean? And he's like, wee, and I'm like, God fucking damn it. Like, when do I get to play? But I never saw him go to a different zone either. So I'm just saying, like, I don't think that was in there yet. I'm assuming that it will be, though. They talked a lot about that, and I think that'll be really interesting. Those were the parts that I was most interested in, because it's like certain Pokemon are only going to be in certain regions, or it'll be like easier to find them. You know, they're going to make it really like Pokemon. So cool. I'm excited for that.
Did it feel like a child's game when you were playing it, or were you like, I could play this at an arcade and have fun and not feel like a doofus?
So the rules are really simple. It's basically like Monster Bash, where it's like you hit something 3 times and then the 4th time is like a mode starter. As far as a child's game, I mean, I guess they're all sort of children's games, are they not? But I don't know. Like, the art and stuff was cool. Dude, this is one of those themes where it's like, I actually got this. I sound so shilly, but I don't give a shit. Like, this was the one. Dude, you guys know I've been to like all these releases basically. I think I maybe missed one. This is the first one that I actually got chills when they like showed us the game. They showed us the art, the song played. Like, I was like, damn, this actually is me. This is like my childhood, you know? Like, and so I think it's still for kids now.
Nostalgia twinge.
Kids love it, but I'm saying for me, my child inside it resonated with for sure.
Okay.
That's the interesting about the property, though, is that like it does hit that nostalgia bone for like people of our general age. I mean, it's 30 plus years ago, as well as, you know, some of the younger people who are into it even now. So it's got a pretty wide appeal.
Yeah, I think like Gen Z people generally are like have no hesitation to just still be totally in love with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like they like it's not a like I don't know, like for me some of those things are like, well, you grow out of those things like as you get older, but I think Gen Z, that's not a thing. They're not growing out of Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bad judge of this because I like all the shit that I liked when I was 17, so I don't know.
Yeah, I do too. For whatever reason, Pokemon just always was like a more of a kiddie.
It felt a little bit younger
skewing thing than like other, you know, video game stuff that I was into.
I had that more with Harry Potter than I did with Pokemon. I think Pokemon was still kind of in my age range, but I understand what you're saying in terms of like maybe not having that inherent. But I'm saying for this one, I actually kind of did. And I think like that feeling is, there's no denying this is the most popular theme they've ever had just by looking at social media. Look at social media. There are people who I never see talk about pinball who are like, oh my God, there's Pokemon pinball. Jack Danger was saying like he said like he had an ex hit him up because they know that he works in pinball and they love Pokemon and they're like, hey, did you know there's a Pokemon pinball machine? It's like, like he's like, yeah, I made it. But so that's what I'm saying is like it's bringing in crazy like from everywhere, you know. So
they got crazy external media coverage too, just from all sorts of like games outlets and pop culture outlets and all the obviously the Nintendo outlets. So
I think even Nintendo like publish something online.
Oh yeah. There was, you know, I follow some video game sites and podcasts, and they were talking about it on there. And everybody, the overwhelming thing is like, wait a minute, it's $7,000.
Right. No one knows how much they actually cost until now.
Oh, that sounds so cool. Oh no, I can't afford that.
Well,
like
and
$300.
But you can go play it on location.
Yeah,
what's also really cool is talking to Zach Sharp. It sounds like the Pokemon Company, I think, is that who is like the owner of Pokemon or whatever.
It's the owner. Yep.
So when they saw the game and were like able to play it, like they had it had just happened, I guess they were like enthralled by it. Like they were like, nice. Yes, this is exactly what we want, and we're like, hey, we're gonna bring this. Like this is our 30-year anniversary. We want these like. Everywhere that we're gonna be for like all this celebration stuff, like we want these pinball machines there. So like, damn,
nice.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
So, Ian, did it feel like a Jack Danger game or a George Gomez game or something else?
I think, well, definitely more George Gomez in that it's more traditional, I would say. Like there's not a lot of like when I think about Jack Danger games, I kind of think about. Okay, here's how it's like Jack Danger, and here's how it's like George Gomez. I would say George Gomez, we talked about that ramp. There's a little bit more of a traditional, simple design, right? And then it's going to like lean on the code a bit to like get good. That's how Bond was. People didn't like Bond until the code got good, right? This is kind of in that zone, but the Jack Danger part of it is more like when it's flowy, you're ripping it, and you keep going, and it doesn't stop flowing, and sort of these unexpected returns and where it's coming from. Sometimes that can change, but the flowiness is like quite, Jack Dangery.
Nice. That's good to hear.
I was gonna ask you guys too, man. So I've been like kind of waiting / looking for a new game, and I don't know, man. This might be it, but like. I'm kind of on the fence, right? Because like a pro would obviously be like the easiest way to get in. Like I'm kind of thinking like this might be the game to try to find a way to buy, even sell my games or something, get the cash, put it on route somewhere, like maybe get some money back, at least have it pay for itself or something. Like this would probably be the game, right? I hit up one of the guys that I know here semi-locally in Wilmington. His name's Eric, aka Zudi.
Yeah.
He has a distributor. He has a bunch of games on route and stuff. He told me that his distributor basically took an order for 100 on day one.
Wow.
So he was like, he's had this distributor for a long time, like since 2018 or something. He's like, I can't even get you on the first run. So now I'm thinking maybe it's not a good idea.
Yeah, I've heard that the first few runs are pretty much sold through. So later in the year.
Yeah, but you're
what do you guys think about that?
Well, you're a glitterati media type. You can't like pull some strings. And,
there you go.
Front of the line. What's Canada doing that you're not? Exactly. I don't know.
You guys help me. Yeah,
he's getting an LE for $3,000.
Good Lord.
I don't know if that's true or not. I think. Dude, I don't know. If you're asking me,
your personal.
If you're
opinion,
asking me if you should buy it and put it on location, this is like I would buy a pro and put it on location. Yes, that's
right. Yeah,
that's the one I would do. Like I wouldn't do Fall of the Empire. I wouldn't do like other big IPs. I also wouldn't do this one. I would do because I'm like. There's a local record store here, Abraxas. They've been trying to get a game forever. It's a great all ages spot. I'm like, we need to find a Pokemon to put in here. It's a license to print money. So,
the only thing I would watch out for is because of the demand for the game and how many people did buy it is if your local area gets oversaturated.
Like saturated,
yeah. If it's not and you're at an island, then go for it. Because
I was gonna say you guys don't have a lot of pinball, right?
We don't have good pinball. There's one place that will definitely get it, and it'll stop working in 3 months.
Yeah.
And there's one other place that might get it. I don't know. But
then you're fine.
I just think having a game on location is such an uphill battle already. This is one of the few games where it's kind of giving you something like
guaranteeing something. Yeah.
So that would be my read on it.
So, Ian, did you get to play the Pro and the Premium?
I played. Yep, I played the Pro, Premium, and LE. I mean, Premium, LE are the same, but I was going to ask this, Colin. You, I don't remember like from playing, but is the magnet only in the Premiums and LEs, or is the magnet also in the Pro?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
I think
the magnet in between the Mewtwo at the top.
Exactly.
Yeah, or the
I think that's
Meow.
one. Yeah.
That's
So-
premium only. Yeah, I saw that.
So that is my only. Okay, look, I don't give a shit. I mean, I think it's pro because, like, if you're putting it on location, it has to be pro because 85% of the game is there without it. This is what I love what Stern's doing in general is that if I was, and like, we're not rich, guys, not breaking any news here, but like what Stern is doing with their games now is like you get most of the game in the design, like without having the extra mechs. And what's cool about this one is you still are getting all sculpts. Like, no, the Pikachu doesn't move anymore, and no, the Pokeball doesn't move anymore, but they're there. And I know this. I don't know if Stern wants us talking about it, but that was at the insistence of the licensor. They were going to maybe do plastics, or at least it was on the
That's great.
It was on the table. But they were like, look, we want it to look good, we really want it.
Yeah.
So like the only thing that's really like for me a gameplay that was really interesting that I think the magnet actually kind of gives a lot of variance to up there. That's the only thing you're missing. Like other than that, it's everything is in there. So like that and means you're going to be fixing less shit, right? Like so.
Right. Yeah.
I think the Pro is super duper fun. I had a ton of fun on Pros. People also say I like them because I'm a big guy that likes to move machines around, but it's always way easier in a Pro, right? I almost yanked my shoulder out of its socket trying to move an AIQ that was like a premium AIQ the other day. I was like, Jesus Christ. But no, this one, the Pro is super fun. It shoots, I think they shoot very similarly, if not the same. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it seems like Stern's been doing better the last few releases as far as like kind of keeping like the core gameplay.
Definitely noticed that.
Yes, absolutely. And it's probably way easier for their coders too. Like I imagine, right? Like it's got especially with a game where you're coding in all this shit. Like, because this is what I want to say is like to give those guys like a little bit of slack is like they're coding in, they're coding in battling, like finding Pokemon and like going to places plus whatever like how that represents itself in gameplay. So it's not like a broken pinball game where you score like 1 billion points from doing like one, the thing that everyone is going to like exploit, right? So there's that is like in that way, it's complicated.
I would imagine that Nintendo is like one of the hardest companies to work with because they're very, very protective about their IP, and historically they got burned with the first like Mario movie in the 80s, and like some of that stuff was just trash, and like they famously like didn't do any licensing or anything for years and years and years and years. And now they're finally, I think because their CEO died a couple years, like 5 or 6 years ago, they are now like kind of opening up to, you got the Mario movie and now you got another movie. And, but did Stern say anything about working with, the licensor or anything along those lines?
I mean, very famously, I always show up late to these, so I always miss the initial talk.
You missed
where they, well, so I do have something for that, but I just wanted to say, like, in full disclosure, I don't go to that part a bit because honestly, I don't really feel like we find out anything at those. It's sort of like a nice like PR, like we got the license, guys. Aren't you happy? It's like, yeah, okay, like congrats, guys. I think the way that they got around with working with a really hard licensor like this is they used, first of all, they used the stuff from the show, and it was like everything after season 10, basically. And that was both because it was HD quality, that was when they upgraded, and also because all that stuff is still canon Pokemon. And then on the playfield art and on the cabinet art, right, they used Pokemon art. So like, and Zombie Yeti said, right, this is like the hardest job he still has ever done, just like laying it out. But I think that's how they got around it. And I do know this was like a crazy story so they were looking at the Pikachu, like on the playfield, and it was the like outline of it was in a 13 point, like, line. or no, it was 15 point, and they're like, yo, like Pikachu is 13 point. Like they like, it's mind blowing to me. Someone like measured that. They're like, no. Like you're trying to thicken it up because there's like pinball reasons that you would do it, and they're like, no. When we show Pikachu 13 point line, it's like, damn, okay. So I think both hard and not hard, because it's like not hard because guess what? You don't get that many choices. But but hard in that, like the application of that, you still want to be awesome, and I think it succeeded. I think they did a good job.
Nice.
Yeah. So like obviously I wasn't there in the room, but I've talked to some people who have been in the room. My understanding is that Stern basically got a seat at the table or an opportunity with the license because of relationships that Seth Davis had from his time at Disney, where some people at Disney eventually made their way over to the Pokemon Company, and that's sort of how that came together. But that also means that Nintendo is still a little bit of an uphill battle, I think.
Gotcha. That tracks because Seth Davis was so fucking happy that whole day. He was like walking around. He was kind of doing the thing, or it was like who's the guy who's like kind of like always shaking his head like the professional wrestler. He's like, it's bigger than Mario. It's bigger than Harry Potter and Star Wars. And like I heard him say that like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, dude, this guy's loving this.
He must be stoked, then.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I think he is.
Yeah, I looked at the list of the top media franchises on Wikipedia, and Pokemon was number 1, and it's not even close. It's like quadruple the closest thing. Like Star Wars is like not even half of the sales figures of Pokemon, which is
I think
crazy.
The card game is just, especially like pandemic and post-pandemic, has been like, it's a multiplier for that thing, because it was a kids thing, it was all that stuff, but you add in collectability into all that, like that's really just, it's chumming the waters of our capitalist culture, fellas.
I mean, I'm sure Jake Paul is going to get one of these pinball machines, right?
I thought about that, right? I mean, people are definitely going to be marking their LEs. It's so funny, right? So, Colin, do you have any insight? This is something I was interested in. Is like, they were talking about, they had all these ideas for the LEs, and they're like specific numbers that are essentially tied to Pokemon. They can't legally, I guess, say that it is, but they are, right? Yeah. Do you know anything about like any of that?
In
like,
what regard? So I know like
was there ever plans to like actually have that art or any? I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure they might have suggested it or wanted to do it at some point. I don't have any confirmation that was ever like officially in the plans, but I'm sure it's something that they thought about and asked for.
It's just like something that people are obviously going to do now, right? Is like if you have.
Well, yeah. I think a lot of people are, a lot of the LE buyers. I mean, I do see a lot of conversation around that of people securing a certain number, like your podcasting partner Shane. I think he was big about getting a certain number.
I think he got Geodude.
Yeah, something like that. But people are making that connection naturally and talking about it that way. So I mean, regardless of whether or not Stern is like officially facilitating it, like people are doing it regardless.
Yeah. That's I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
What one would you guys want if you got them?
No, I don't actually know any Pokemon.
I would want Snorlax.
I'm looking up the list.
Snorlax is not bad.
I would want Snorlax.
Okay, sure.
I mean, I'd probably go Squirtle.
What was the? Do you remember the cheat on the Game Boy game where you were like, you had to go on this like boat and then go on the edge of the screen and go up and down a couple times?
Oh yeah,
find the Snorlax or something.
Oh yeah. I do.
It was like a rare candy multiplier cheat or something like that.
Right.
You
yeah.
could, like level up forever.
Honestly, though, Snorlax is such a like frustrating Pokemon because it's like just used as a barrier in the game, right? I mean, it's like you can't get places. You're just like, this fucking sucks. But I mean, I get it. I mean, Snorlax features very prominently on the playfield. It's like where the flippers, like right underneath that, like where you drain.
Oh, really?
There's a big Snorlax there. So
that's cool. I didn't know that.
I would probably pick Abra. Do you guys know that one? Like Abra?
Yeah, hell
Abra,
yeah.
Kadabra?
Hell yeah.
Because I have always liked psychic Pokemon. I think they're cool. I would always like play them too early and like in the wrong scenarios and like just be really fucking frustrated just because I thought they were cool. So yeah, in general, I like those. So
Nice.
What about Colin? What do you? Is your kid? Colin, is your kid too young for Pokemon still? I don't know.
Yeah, he's 2.5. He watched a few episodes of Pokemon the other day and like seemed to be sort of into it, but yeah, he's way too young.
Yeah. Word. I was gonna guess 23, so yeah, 2.5. That's a lot.
23, yes.
Dude, you know what? I just remembered thinking about the Pokemon. Right, Snorlax is my first pick. Second pick, Mewtwo. Okay.
Mewtwo. Okay.
My AIM screen name in like 2000,
Oh God, AIM screen names. All right.
Mewtwo Rules 99, dude.
Nice.
There you go.
Rules.
Mewtwo Rules 99. That was like I was chatting with like probably 30-year-olds, and I was
all right.
Totally.
What's everybody's AIM username back then?
Mine was KDFan16, and it stood for Carl Denson, the jazz saxophone player, which I thought was really cool.
Nice. Of course, dude.
I was Music Guru 6 with the K.
Nice.
It was a screen name. I don't know if you guys all remember the like MTV game show where they had like a online trivia component. It was like one of the first ones to ever do that. So that was my screen name from that, and I just used it for AIM 2.
That's hilarious. What was yours?
Mine was I drove a Honda CRX. That was my. I don't know if you guys know what that car is, but it was like a cool hatchback in the
of course.
90s. I used to race it a little bit, autocross it. So my username was CRX Goon.
Damn, that's actually like the toughest of all of our names. That is by far the toughest one. Like,
still holds up.
That one's good, actually. Yeah, dude, you have like
bring that back.
You have real lore like behind you that we don't even know about. You're like, yeah, back in my fucking street racing days. Have you ever watched Initial D? Do you know what that is?
I'm familiar with it. Yeah, I didn't like get into it or anything.
Dude, you should get into it. You would like it now. I still watch it. Hypes me up, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
There was a game too, like an arcade game.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, but anyway, I that's how I'm thinking about you, like, because it's like basically about a kid who has like kind of a shitty car, but it's like amazing at drifting, and he can like win every race, and everyone's like,
I think
that's like how I'm thinking about you.
I think he had a Toyota 86.
He does. Yeah, he does. He does.
If it was a CRX, I would have definitely watched that show.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
That's so funny.
That's funny, man.
So anyway, Pokemon.
Is there anything else to talk about with Pokemon?
I'm gonna try to get one, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get one. I think it's time because I've been like kind of waiting for a new game, and like I think I can kind of like wheel and deal the ones that I have now to append the cash and be fine. So
you should just.
I
was gonna say go hit up Jeff. From Mad Pinball, maybe he'll get you to the front of the list. He's
Mad Pinball.
Yeah, Mad Pinball. They're a sponsor of the Nudgecast, so that's why I'm saying it.
But,
cool.
Okay,
but
cool.
They could.
No, but that's cool because I don't really know anyone. Yeah,
I'm saying he might.
We should hit them up.
Hit Jeff up. Servana, is that his name?
Yeah. They had games at Triangle Pinball Collective. Mad Pinball had games over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's a really good guy. He's super nice. So yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for the tip.
Welcome.
So a side note, does Stern have any like demo loaner thing that they do with like streamers or anything like that? I thought I heard somebody say something about it.
I think Ralph had Ralph had a deal with them.
I don't know if they do anymore.
I don't know. I don't either.
It was all coordinated through their distributor network. So
gotcha.
And I think one of their PR firms too. So
no, I would love a game from Stern. That would be sick. But I don't know.
It's probably like all metrics based too, right?
Well, I mean, you got to plant some seeds first. So I mean, if you guys did if you stream like twice a week or something, I'm sure that's something to talk about.
Yeah.
But you don't even stream twice a year right now, so you gotta do that first. You guys are gonna start streaming games?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. I'm gonna build a streaming rig like in the next month.
I've thought about that
awesome.
so much. I would love to do that. Well, because we do Budge the Nudge and all that stuff. And I would love to like do some film versions of that because I also think it'd be funny. Like I can rip on people on stream, kind of. But
dude, you'd be a hilarious streamer. Seriously.
Yeah, you really should.
Thanks. But I think that's cool. I'm like, I'll watch you guys do it first and then learn from your mistakes.
There you go.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate that. Yeah, you can give us some feedback. At least make it worthwhile.
Well, you guys know I'm like your biggest fan. Well, it's probably who's that one guy who's your actually biggest fan, and then me. But the audio, Glenn's probably your biggest fan.
Glenn Wechter, we love you, Glenn.
Glenn Wechter
Glenn's
is
awesome.
your biggest fan. But I'm like, I'm coming in distant second. So
Nice.
Well, thanks for the support. We appreciate it. Was there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I want to hear more from Colin if he has anything he wants to say. But I'm good personally.
Anything to add about Pokemon or otherwise?
I think I would do Porygon. That would be my Pokemon.
Nice.
137. Yeah.
Wow.
That looks kind of cool.
137 is a good number anyway.
Yeah, if I had to pick one.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. I mean, this is the first media event that I haven't gone to since Wix, so I'm sort of watching it from a distance, and I got some big time FOMO from hearing everyone's feedback on the game and how much they liked it and how much fun it was, and obviously how excited the rest of the community is about this release. It's really positive to see.
Yeah, I'm like similar to Harry Potter. It's just like one of these huge franchises that needed to be a pinball machine,
Right.
just for like the growth of the community and the hobby and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that
Brings
it's
a lot
like
of good energy.
not a turd and that Homepin didn't make it. So
totally,
like
Could you imagine?
just
no, it's Homepin's making Digimon. That's the one.
Oh man,
dude, that's so true. That's gonna happen.
But who's gonna make Yu-Gi-Oh though?
Oh shit. That would be like that's like a Barrels title. It's like it's got like a strong base. It's like a weird cult following.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll make
Yep.
you love it for sure. So
So before we wrap that, what's Stern's next game gonna be? Do we know? Are the rumors like solid
everyone
yet?
says Transformers. By Elliot
That's
Eisman is
what I heard too.
Is the rumor.
Right,
I don't have any like in on like that at all, but I think that's probably what it's going to be. I'm not super jacked on that theme or anything, but Elliot's a really cool guy. I think he's like smart. I'll like to I just want exactly. I want new ideas in pinball. I want young people in pinball, so I'm psyched on a designer who's under 50.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought Wick was great too. I love that game.
I still love John Wick. Yeah,
I like Wick.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up.
Good conversation.
Yeah, that was fun.
Do you want us to say bye
right.
or anything? Are we doing like
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we can do that. Maybe when
Bye everyone.
Alright.
Good chatting. Yeah.
all right, see ya.
See
Bye,
ya.
Ian.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Ethan says bye. Bye.
Bye.
bye.
Play.
Bye.
Watch more Pokemon.
That is a 23-year-old.
All right.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Leave this territory now. Return to your home.
Evacuate all personnel.